heading up to the boatyard. It's first week of April. Haven't seen the boat, the sailboat or the powerboat since October when we put them away. We live here in Ohio, so I keep it up at Lake Erie. We were up at the lake in January, actually December 31st, January 1st for the walleye drop. As you might recall from a previous video, we tried to get in to see the boats then, but the gates were locked, and we didn't get a chance to go in. So I'm about 25 miles away, 30 miles away from the boatyard right now. So when I get up there, I will film some more of the boats, and hopefully they're still on dry dock and upright and all that good stuff. So we will see you back here in just 30 minutes. Well, I've arrived at the lake, and it's pretty typical weather for April. April showers bring May flowers, they say. But this is Sandusky Bay. I think they call this Edison Bridge, maybe? Roosevelt. It's either Edison or Roosevelt Bridge. I can't remember. I'll find out before I publish this video. So we're going across the bridge. I'm about, I don't know, 4 miles from the boat at this point. So I'm going to turn this thing off and drive in the rain with 2 hands. It's a little dangerous to be able to drive at the same time. I'll get dirty looks from the other drivers too. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, there she is, the sailboat. Have to go over and get the other boat uncovered, probably in a week or two. Can't tell if my tires are low. Yeah, they look like they might be a little bit low. I'll have to get those things aired up before I head back. Motor's still on. I think everything's still intact. No license plate. I have to figure that out. Alright, well, I'm going to get to work taking this canvas off and get this thing ready to go, get it ready for the road. Alright, I had to come down to Walmart to buy a shop vac because I didn't bring my shop vac. Not that it mattered, because my shop vac at home is shot. I mean, the bearings are going out of it, so I've been wanting to get a new one anyway. I got a 5-gallon shop vac sitting there in the back seat. The boat is full of water. Apparently I didn't cover it as well as I thought it did, so before I can trailer it 130 miles, I need to suck all the water out of it, because I didn't bring the battery for the bilge pump, so because I'm totally unprepared. But hey, I'm supposed to be working right now anyway, so I'm lucky to get up here when I can. So I'm on my way back to the boatyard now to take the shop vac and suck out the water, and then hook it up and be on my way. This is the marina where we keep our boats. It's pretty dead this time of year. Usually this time of year there's some activity, but we had a good winter, but the spring so far has been pretty crappy. There's a few people down there. So I'm gonna turn this corner up here, and then these speed bumps are freaking gigantic. Go around this corner here, and then you'll see the rest of the marina from this vantage point. There's a couple of geese getting in the way. I want to run them over. Well, the docks are not even in yet, so I guess I'm not in too big of a rush to get my boats ready. But within about 2 weeks, Mike will have all these docks back in the water. Now, Dave, your dock sank. Sorry about your luck, dude. That is your dock right there, Dave. In the water. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, that's not yours. That's the one next to you. Yours is down there with the board sticking underneath it. So, not sure who. That's my old dock, actually. Glad I moved. So here's where we keep our boat in the wintertime. It's called Bass Haven Marina. It's a really nice marina. The only reason we don't come over here is because of the convenience to the campground over on the other side. If it wasn't for that, I would have been over here a long time ago, because this place is spectacular. As you can see, all the boats are still up in dry dock. There's only about 4 or 5 boats out in the water. So here I am pulling around to where the sailboat is. And I'm going to get this thing pulled out, moved over to where there's some electricity so I can pump out this water. Well, there is a sight for sore eyes. It is in my driveway. I just drove 130 miles pulling this thing behind my truck, and now it is in my driveway, so I can begin working on it, which is something that I've been wanting to do for weeks. So now that I have a boat in the driveway, I can actually get on the boat, clean the boat, tinker with the boat, just anything that and everything that I've been wanting to do to this thing for since last year. So, and it's 130 miles away, so it's very nice to have it at home again. I should have never left it up there. That was a bad decision. So I'm gonna get up in there, unload it. The inside is just full of junk. Not junk, but it's just totally cluttered. So I gotta get in there and clean this thing out. Step one. Well, here she is with her mast down. It's looking pretty ragged. This wood I just refinished 2 years ago and it already needs redone. It's amazing. These boards, the companionway doors actually need to be replaced. They're all busted down there at the bottom. You can see right there, it's chipping out, so I got to do something with that. This teak, I just replaced this last year. It cost me 90 bucks for one board of teak. I'm pretty sure I got ripped off, but next time I won't use teak. So I'm gonna open this thing up and we'll take a look at the inside. Well, I wasn't kidding when I said it was a wreck. I just kind of threw this thing together back in the winter because it was so cold, or in the fall. It gets cold up at the lake really quick. I mean, that wood has been redone 2 years ago. It needs redone again. Over there is some kind of a leak. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. The deck on the inside is, I mean, it'll have to do. I'm getting rid of this thing in about a year anyway, when I get my my big sailboat that we plan on retiring on, which is happening in 2017. So I'm not gonna put too much time and effort into this one, but make it, you know, look well enough to get rid of it. Well, you can see the bottom of the boat, that's water. You splash it around all the way up to the top. Back here in the bilge. Also up to the top. Now I have a 5-gallon shop vac, and I've already taken out about 70 to 75 gallons of water out of the bottom of this thing. I have no idea how it's getting in. My suspicion, which last year I caulked it, is along this rail, this gunnel. I honestly don't know how 75 gallons of water can leak into this thing in just a matter of, I don't know, 3 to 4 months. It's not coming in the hatch. Check that. I have no idea. I haven't checked the anchor locker. Could be coming in the anchor locker, but I doubt it, because it's a fiberglass sealed compartment. But here's my dinghy falling apart right there. I glued it a couple of years ago and it lasted for 2 years, so if I do it again, I just need to make it last 1 more year until I get my big sailboat. And I'll get me a brand new dinghy when I get that. So I'm gonna get the shop vac going and suck out the water some more. Apparently I brought some lake water home with me, so I'm gonna get busy. Well, I discovered my leak. It's not that gunnel leaking along the edges where I did the caulking last year. As you can see, the caulking's still there. These floor drains, which are open to the elements, they drain down inside the bilge of the boat into a hose. The hose runs through the bilge, I should say. Then the bilge, or the hose runs out of the stern of the boat. But it looks like one of the hoses is busted, or connecting some PVC or something is broken, so I'm gonna go down there and take a look. Right there. Let me see if I can get my finger. Right there, I spotted just water gushing in as it drains from the cockpit floor, and it fills up. I think it's filling up so deep somehow, well, it goes through this hole right here where the wiring goes through, and then comes into the cabin. So I might have to figure out a way to crawl in this little hole, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. And God, this is gonna suck. So, oh well, I'm gonna see what I can figure out. Well, here's an important lesson. This is what was leaking. It's old and brittle. Original from 1983. So you can see there's cracks, and the water was just coming in as fast as it was dumping out. So I'm going to replace these, and that'll keep 95 gallons of water out of my boat. So it's a project I didn't know I had, but it's better than caulking that gunnel again, because that was a pain in the butt. At least I'm glad it's not that. So it's been this thing all along. So I'm gonna have to dig this out of this fitting. Looks like I can replace this fitting. It's not PVC, it's rubber. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go to West Marine and see what they have. Well, I'm gonna try to fix this leak. Try to find one of these. It's kind of a rubber material, but I think I'm gonna have to go with PVC. I guess I could probably buy these at a pool supply place, but why spend $6 when I can spend 50 cents on PVC? But I gotta crawl up on underneath here to see if I can actually use PVC, because it may be so rough where this slides in. If it's too rough, and I won't be able to PVC glue it. So if it's too rough, I'll have to find some rubber so I can hose clamp it. It's just a drain, but to give you an idea, I have to crawl back in this little hole here. So you can see that drain hanging down, but it's a very tight fit. Luckily, I'm only 165, 175 pounds. And if I were any bigger, it would be impossible. So I'm gonna crawl back in there, and hopefully I don't get stuck. I've actually been stuck back there before, and thought I was gonna have to call for help, but I wiggled my way out. But yeah, so this could be entertaining. Bilge has ice in it, so at this point I'm kind of stuck, but I can see that it's probably going to work. I can't see what this looks like, so I'm going to come back over where the camera is, because at this point I think I can use the PVC. I think I'll be able to sand that down, make it smooth. So now I gotta wiggle my way out. fit. So I had to reuse these things even though they don't fit. So what I'm using is a propane torch to kind of soften it up to be able to squeeze it up on here. And that should give me what I need, but I'm gonna have to get a little bit more of a curve in this without kinking it. So I'm thinking maybe if I heat it, that'll work on that too, so I'm gonna give that a shot. All right, here's the finished product. Hopefully it's not too long, because if it's too long, because it's got a pretty good bend in it. Well, I got it done. I'm not entirely happy with it. That project, it wasn't even really a project I was planning on doing, but that project is done.